Alright, so I got the power supply in there. It looked good. I'm so happy to have a camera that focuses. I hope it's working okay for the audience. I went ahead and put the GPU bracket up. And it's got some pretty tricky screws. Don't want to bounce with the screwdriver on that. Those are thoroughly exposed pins right above it. It would have been smarter to wait to put this on, and actually I think when I cable it, I'm going to plug everything into this before even dropping it into the bracket. I think it's going to be a bit of a pain to work in this space right here to plug everything in initially, but whatever, should be okay. What else was I thinking? This, I wanted to mention for sure, this thing is getting particularly heavy. So I got a 25-pound weight in this thing. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I think it's pushing about, I think it's pushing 30 pounds right now. So, still have, let me see, are all the big components in? We've got to get, I think these are the bulkiest components. So the GPU, the RAM, oh, I've got two 3.5-inch hard drives going in it up here that I haven't even talked about. I don't know if you saw in my build, I had an NVMe in there. Towards the end of the build, I just about doubled what I was paying for. I realized, I checked the Vega Frontier Edition's minimum spec requirements on the AMD site product page, and it flat out said greater than 850 watts recommended for the power supply. Didn't say greater than or equal, just greater than 850 watts, which is what I had in my cart. It's what I think is in the build, maybe still in PC Parts Picker. No, I probably switched it out, but I did just about double what I was paying for the power supply. Got a beefier one and a nicer one, and I think that was a good decision. But subsequently, I pulled the NVMe hard drive out of the list. I already have two SSDs, and I can probably pick up a decent NVMe at a discount at some point in the next however many months, and I'm excited about that. I may just flip out and go get one, because goddamn, this thing, if this processor starts, if this thing doesn't catch on fire when I give it power, if the water loop doesn't explode because it's my first one, then I might just have to celebrate with a freaking NVMe and do it like that. So what I was, the purpose for commenting about the weight, aside from it being very heavy, is that now I need to kind of start being extra careful about moving it, obviously for its bulk, but generally with your hands, when you're putting more pressure on this white paint, it's not only going to pick up, you know, the dirt, but more of the oil in your hands and, you know, whatever else you have on there. So I'm done handling weights, and then this. I'm going to be washing my hands because I don't want to repaint the white. I'm going to be doing a lot of painting in white, and I don't want to have to redo that. Any cosmetic stuff that's caused by screwing it in is going to be replaced and covered when it's screwed back in, so I'm not worried about that. But generally speaking, I'm not, hopefully not going to be moving it around too much more until I start to disassemble it. So that's where I am. Don't really know what the next step is. Need to take a step back and figure it out. Cheers. One thing I wanted to mention real fast while I'm thinking about it is that I actually should have probably installed the riser before installing this over the PSU. So that's going to manage the base of the video card. And you got to screw it in from down here. I don't think there's enough clearance to get at those screws comfortably, so I'll probably have to take this off and put it on. Yes, I will be doing that because I'm going to want everything when I get it, when I start entertaining the cutting of the the cutting of the tubing for the water cooling. I'm wondering in my head right now if I'm going to need to go ahead and figure out the tightest version of this configuration for the benefit of cutting the tube itself to make sure the lengths are good. I don't know. It's soft tubing, so theoretically once I tighten it down I will need less distance, so there could be room for air. I don't know. It's probably not even an issue with soft tubing, but that's my head for you. That's what I'm thinking about. Next, like I said, I really don't know what I'm doing. Probably going to start running some cables. Maybe. Need to check to see what other gear I have here. Make sure all these fans power up. I'm going to get the fan splitter on there. Let's go ahead and see what's in this guy. God, I love a seal. I love it. Yes, I'm doing it one-handed, and I absolutely just cut the box. And you probably saw my feet instead of the cut, so GG and nice try. Theoretically, there's a fan splitter in here. Holy shit. Not much of anything. Okay, confirmed. It's the Splitty. I really like the quality of the rubber on this. I can tell it's, well, just feels solid for a component so small. It's the weight of the rubber, it's the tack on it, and yeah, that's solid. So I might plug that in somewhere on the back and go from there.